a massive question about Alpha is, should Catholics run Alpha? And I say it's a massive question because I've had lots of discussions with other priests who think you should or think you shouldn't run Alpha. And there's lots of people out there who have different opinions on it. I posted on Instagram recently that we were doing Alpha in our parish. Starts on the 23rd of January, if you're interested. And someone wrote back on Instagram, "Are you Catholic?" And I thought, wow, that's kind of like a really interesting take. And there's this whole controversy about whether Catholics should do Alpha or not. And I think I used to be in that camp of people who used to think, well, Alpha's not Catholic, so why would you do it? We have stuff in the Catholic Church that teaches the faith kind of in a very good way. We've got the Cafe series, we've got Life in Christ, we've got so many things, I can't think of them off the top of my head. And I just think, well, why do we need Alpha? And I watched Alpha and I thought, well, I wouldn't say things in that way as a Catholic, and I wouldn't say things in that way. And then I looked at Divine Renovation, which is a parish renewal project coming out of St. Benedict's Parish in Nova Scotia in Canada. And they use Alpha repeatedly in their parish throughout the course of the year, and their parish is just so alive. So I was thinking, right, so I've got this Alpha thing that I'm not 100% taken with. I've got this parish in Canada that is absolutely renewing itself by using Alpha. So am I missing something here? And I've just studied St. Benedict's. I've got really involved with the whole Divine Renovation project. And I've been looking at, actually, what do I want for our parish here in Bristol, for St. Bonaventure's in Bristol? And I want our parish to be renewed. I want people to be alive with Christ. So does Alpha lead to that? And I've come to the opinion that yes, it does. And I think what's really helped me is to understand that Alpha is not a Catholic catechetical program. Okay, that's not what it is. And I think we really need to be clear on that, that it's not something that's going to teach you your catechism. Alpha is for people who know very little about God, very little about faith or religion, and it's a really friendly, really light, really gentle way for them to come and encounter God more deeply and to get to know him in their life. That's my first main argument about Alpha and Catholicism. It's not designed to be a Catholic catechetical program. The second thing for me is that Alpha is designed to be an evangelization tool. And as Catholics, I don't think we have really many evangelization tools. So Alpha is something designed as the initial proclamation, the first proclamation for people who don't know anything about their faith. So I think that's the second thing to bear in mind. It's not a Catholic catechetical program, and it is for evangelization. So those two things. And thirdly, I think with Alpha, there's a sense in which it can take place within a Catholic context. And that actually makes a big difference. If you do Alpha in a Protestant or evangelical context, that's one thing. If you do Alpha in a Catholic context, that's another thing. And it will have a different feel about it and a different emphasis about it. So if someone's watching the Alpha video on the church and they ask us a question about what is the church, well, as a Catholic, we're going to have our own very specific understanding of what we understand the church to be. And if someone asks that question, in our Alpha, they will get the answer, what is the church? This is what we as Catholics understand by the church. So actually, by doing Alpha in a Catholic context, it fits in perfectly with where we want to go and what we want people to hear. So I don't think it's a valid argument to say that as a Catholic, you can't do Alpha, or as a Catholic church, you can't do Alpha, because it has been proven to be such a powerful tool of renewal for Christian communities. And maybe a fourth argument would be, why as Catholics would we be so arrogant to see something that works very powerfully and then say, oh, well, actually, we know better? Because I don't think we do know better. I think that's proven now that we don't know better. We seem to have these Catholic communities which don't seem to don't seem to welcome tremendous amounts of new people in, don't seem to make new converts. We keep the show on the road. We run our sacramental programs for people that never come to church. So I'm going to give Alpha a go. In our parish, we're going to give it a go. We've worked really hard to prepare for our first Alpha course. And we're really excited to see what will happen. We're going to hand it over to God, and we're just going to let him act in that moment. We're going to let him do what he wants to do. We're not going to try and judge it and think, well, it'll do this or it'll do that. We're going to do it, and we're just going to open our hearts to God and see what comes. And I know already some amazing people have signed up for Alpha who have just started coming to our church. We've got some people who want to be baptized as adults, and we're going to get them to come on Alpha as well. So I think we're going to see real miracles from the Alpha program that we're running. I'll make a video later on once we run Alpha, and I can give you like my sort of proper take on Alpha in our parish and how it's worked. But I think it's a profoundly valuable tool, a profoundly, a tool for growth, and it's a great gift that we can share, we can receive from another church where it's developed at Holy Trinity in Brompton in London. I think it's a great gift that they've given to the Christian world, and we'd be so stupid not to take that great gift that they've offered us.